I confess that every time a minister from Lula's administration comes to this house, it feels like I'm living in another country. Unfortunately, nothing they've proposed is going to work, and I say that because the problem is not about form, the problem is about content. I need to remind you who is in power in this country. It's a man who welcomed a drug trafficker and narco-terrorist with a red carpet. Someone who is wanted by the DEA, Drug Enforcement Administration, in the United States, with a reward of $25 million. That man's name is Nicolas Maduro, who's in the presidency, or rather the party that's in the presidency. When a wiretap revealed a conversation involving Elias from the PCC, it showed that the PCC had deep connections with us. The current government, your boss, just granted asylum to the First Lady of Peru, who was sentenced to 15 years for passive corruption and money laundering. The former Minister of Justice, Mr. Flavio Dino, entered the Marais favela, an area completely controlled by organized crime, as if he were walking through a Swiss neighborhood, when in fact he should be the most hated man by organized crime. And today we have in the position of Minister of Justice a former Supreme Court justice who, at the time, released Luis Fabiano Ribeiro Brito, accused of being the treasurer of the PCC. Until recently, he was attending an event with João Pedro Sterile, a MST event. This same minister also instituted the custody hearing policy, and since its implementation, 566,000 people have been released. That represents 40% of the cases. So I need to remind you, gentlemen, the problem with public security in Brazil is not just a problem, it's a plan. That's what's happening, because the security PEC doesn't really deal with security. It creates a government-controlled police, not a state-controlled police. It centralizes power in the federal government. And you just said you are a complete federalist. Then why not strengthen the federative entities? Which governor supports this?